Alrighty then, let's get to it. It is Mentorship Monday on the new channel, and we've got new things to talk about. Let me get the new version of NinjaTrader launched up here. So, a couple things that have occurred. We are now on NinjaTrader. There are two versions, 8.1.1.7. You're going to hear us talk a lot about that one. This one, remember, requires a login. The two differences, and there may be others, but the main thing is this one requires a login, and you'll hear us talk about this one, .28. There's a bunch of numbers in the front and the back of this, but if we're talking about these two, for right now, these are the two divisions. This requires no login. So I am working off of this one right here. No login for me, but you may be on this suite up here. We'll talk about those two differences. And let's make sure that first thing before you get the new version installed, don't forget, always, I know I get a lot of people asking this question, can I just install over the last one? The answer is no. You will need to uninstall old versions of AlgoBox. Simply go into your normal control panel, add remove programs, and make sure you remove all of our components. There are probably going to be three if you have installed everything that we have. You've got the AlgoBox Gold, you have the Enigma pack, and if you have the Autobot pack, those are all three. You're going to need to run the uninstaller for all three of those, and then run through our nice, lovely installer one more time and install your three components, and you'll be good to go. When you launch, yours should look something like this. So I am launching mine fresh and clean, haven't done anything special to mine at all, just installed moments ago before we launched the live stream here. So I'm going to show you guys some of the new components right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and connect to my live briefly first. Make sure we got a data feed connection up to date. While we're there, I do want to point out one of the folders inside of your documents. Go into NinjaTrader 8 whenever you are launching. You can get a screenshot of this to pull over for you guys. There are two files. These have been here for a while, but now it's even more important to know that when you're launching, now that we've got NinjaTrader 64-bit only, NinjaTrader is no longer, there is not a 32-bit at all. Remember, for the longest time, they have been both. You could launch a 32-bit or a 64-bit NinjaTrader. They have completely eliminated that. There's no needing to select the 64-bit anymore. In fact, there's only one icon, whereas in the past, if you've been used to NinjaTrader for the last, 10, 11 years, it's always been two. Well, now it's down to one. It is just the NinjaTrader launch icon. And we have two BAT files in here that will help you with your clean, high priority startups. This, when it means clean, this means we're going to clear out your cache data, all of your the data files that have been already written to your PC, which means you're going to have to, it will push back to the server and get brand new data. Now, it takes a little bit longer to launch, but you're going to make sure you get a clean launch. I do recommend doing this at least once a week, but oftentimes maybe every time you launch. This is going to be super helpful to you. This is going to clear out the log files as well. I'm going to show you guys why that's important, especially for those of you guys who are running these. I mean, they sound like magic, but the reason I've never created one, in fact, Curtis came to me a long time ago and said, hey, what do you think about us, writing an account copier program? And my first instinct was, I know what happens behind the scenes on the back end of this, all of the logs that's being written and to the database. And if you're writing all of that data all at the same time, times multiple accounts, maybe one or two, but I know that the max for like apps like Replicanto or Apexes, that seems to, I don't think anybody's gotten the Apex one to work. There's bugs around that, but even when it's working, the amount of data that's having to be written in real time while your system is high prioritizing, and I think some of the multi-threading issues that are there, I think there are some things that you really need to configure for this to truly work. I could be wrong. I'm not Replicanto support or anything, but I have noticed that a lot is getting written to the log files when I have just been doing some troubleshooting with people's machines and watching what they're doing. This is going to be very important to run this as often as possible for those of you guys who are using those. And I'm going to show you what I mean by how much logging is going on whenever you are entering into trades. And if one contract is 20, because you're doing a 20 account copy scenario, if you're running 2 contracts, 3 contracts, now you're starting to do this multiplier. It gets very big and very heavy very quickly. So be careful of that. This will clean that when you start up, and you'll notice that things will be a lot better. So I know it's belaboring the point, but that's the whole point here tonight, is to get into the details of some of these items. So this is a little help file that we've got here. This is going to clean out several things for you. And so, yeah, I do recommend running that. In fact, let me show you guys what that looks like inside. So these are all the things that we're clearing out here. Your cash, the day data, minute data, tick data. This is the really big one right here. And the trace and the log files. So again, huge areas. If you go look into these files right now on your own computer, go into those folders and see how much is there, and you'll see what I mean. And think about that being written in real time. You need to have a fast hard drive. You need to have a fast computer if you're going to be running all that extra background stuff. It is a heavy hitter. So things that you need to take note of. And again, we're not here to, specifically support those. We'd love to. I would absolutely love to absolutely support everything. And I wish I could help Replicanto, sort out their own issues at the same time, figure out a different style of logging for NinjaTrader, but that's not our job. But we can get AlgoBox working on your machine super fast. Speaking of, those are some of the first features I want to point you guys out to. But when you launch that, one other thing that it does there is it runs your NinjaTrader in high priority mode right there. That /high is going to put you in high priority mode on launch. So one little file to solve them all, and make sure you run the one that's called new, because the old one, I won't say the old, but the OG, the original clean, that was prior to those two versions that I just told you about. I told you we were going to refer to them a lot, NinjaTrader.28 or 8117. Okay, so now this is the new one, so make sure you run the new one. Eventually, probably in the next one of our releases, we'll go ahead and remove the old one so we kind of eliminate all the confusion. But you want to run the AlgoBox new clean high priority startup.bat. All right, any questions around that, drop them over in the chat box. We're here live tonight. We'll be getting questions answered at the end. Again, if you're going to be bored by the new features and stuff, I don't think you're going to be bored at the very end. I'm going to go through some trade reviews tonight on some of our members. One of them that was actually trading did a live stream today, did really great for a while, and then right there at the end had a few things I want to talk about to try to help them out. And we're going to specify, I don't know if that's the right word, we're going to zoom in, if you will, on the, I just almost said smasher because that's the person who created this strategy, who originally pointed it out to me, but the masher strategy written by the infamous himself, Smasher. But we got the masher. All right, let's go take a peek at some of the new features first on the bat. Let me make sure I didn't miss any questions. If you did put in a question in there, please type it again, because I see a bunch of chat has gone by. Put your question again and I'll get it answered here as we go through them. All right, I'm going to go to my release list. One moment, sorry. I had it pulled up earlier and going back to it. Okay, I must be getting old. I'm gonna have to zoom in here on this. Hold on a second. Control Shift scroll in. Side monitor's getting too small for me. Man, it must be 43. All right, here we go. Starting major change harmonics calc override. So this was on somebody's machine earlier today. I think I was working with Coop and found that, well, let me back up a second. Please use our templates. Please, pretty please. What is a template? If you right click on any chart and go down here to templates, select load, and you'll see the various options that we have when, like right out of the box. We put a lot of templates in there for you. It takes a lot of time and effort to create these. Please use them. Like a lot of other applications that are out there around NinjaTrader, they're add-ons, and they don't go through any of the trouble to do this. They just tell you here's 5,000 settings to go change and whatnot. We don't do that to you. We set them for you. But on occasions, like especially when we have major feature enhancements, particularly around performance, we need you to use those templates. Okay, very important. So please use our templates. If you've got your old ones and you like what you've got, you want to mix some things up, it's okay, but please go back and create them again and make sure you're verifying with our settings, because these can be sometimes problematic, sometimes they're just fine and are benign. But this is a major one today, particularly around the harmonics. Harmonics are one of the most performance intensive processes in our entire system, and we have knocked that out of the park. You're going to see how much performance gain you get whether you're on a fast PC or not. Now these changes will allow you to play this on a laptop. It'll allow even some folks who are running on the i5s or even on an i3. Our system is now going to work just fine on those systems, as long as the market doesn't get absolutely out of control. There's within reason, and if you're not running maybe a 20 account replicanto, you're going to be good to go. In the standard configuration, our system is going to work quite well on it, and you're going to see what I mean by that. Check this out. So let's go into one of the first things. If you open up your indicators on a chart that has the harmonic pack on it, which again, harmonics is like a core piece of our puzzle, right? Because it's our primary structure. When I tell you guys the different things that you're going to be looking for, one of them, the very first one, is we're going to be looking for a structure, and then we want some timing, and the whole list of things as we go through our order of operations before we enter into the execution phase, right? Well, the very first one is structure. You need some form of structure. Now, these can be things like channels, wedges, and other shapes. Well, we're using complex shapes like harmonics. That is important, and all that drawing and all that calculation that happens on the fly is an intensively heavy process, as it has been for a long time. But now, NinjaTrader in the past has limited you to only 3 different calc types. Now, this is getting totally, I know we're going total nerd here on you, okay? But they have, in fact, on every NinjaTrader indicator, you always have this option right here, calculate, right? You might have seen this a lot, maybe never thought much of it, what it means. You have on bar close, and there are 2 other options now. And for a long time, all the way back to NinjaTrader 7, you only had 2 options. You could do on each tick or on bar close. They cleverly came up with one that was kind of in the middle of those, and on price change when you need to have things recalculate based on bid asks coming in. That wasn't as frequent as on every single tick that comes through. Super handy. Okay, so you got 3. All of them have their pros and cons. Okay, now you'd ideally want, sure, if everything could just run on each tick and recalculate everything, every single tick that comes in, yeah, but your computer would cry as you imagine how many different ticks are coming through when millions of people around the world are in competition on the centralized exchange. You can imagine these 3 calc types. Well, we redesigned that internally, and now we have the calc override right here. So we decided, with all of the with all the different limitations, if you have a large bar on bar close is just fine. But what if you are coming down to the smallest time frames, like an AlgoBar 1, or a super low time frame on a range like a 3? When you are getting down there in the weeds, where you are finding where people catch offside, where you get them offsides, where you catch the traps, where you see when the enemy has struck, and we want to act right there in those locations. Our edge, the lower you go, the higher our edge. If you want to write that down tonight, it's important. The lower we go, the higher our edge, because we reduce our risk and we increase our opportunity for reward down there on the low time frame. So we want that low level action. So we would love to have on bar close and calculate on every single one, but we got a little tiny bar. When the market prints 30 to 100, 200 bars in seconds, you can just do the math on that, how much calculation you're going. Right now we have 55 primary objects inside of the AlgoBox system. That doesn't mean on every chart that's happening, but in total, and that's outside the scope of strategies, 55 items times the heavy components of them, particularly with harmonics. To belabor the point, and let's get to it, I'm just very excited about this calc override, folks. That's all I can tell you on this. Is nobody else has this, not that I know of. Now, I don't want to play like Rocket Scooter, who's the turd of the industry here, but they like to say things facetiously and, oh, we're the only ones who did it, and they actually don't mean it. They're just ignoring the fact that we are already doing X, Y, or Z. I literally actually mean what he pretends to say. It's really interesting how many of these scammers want to be us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all notice that? ICT wants to be a programmer, pretends he's a programmer. It's flattering that they want to be who we are, right? Quant traders, and they want to be nerds. Like, you got Rocket Scooter out there who pretends to be a geek, and he's just a scammer and figured out that we're the guys who control and make all the money. But it's flattering. But let's get to it. Are you ready? This calc right here allows you to decide the distance between milliseconds. So yes, you can completely turn it off. It's right there. We left that there. So if you want to uncheck it, if you don't like our calculation override method, fine, take it off. And then you can select any one of the previous 3 that are now available inside of NinjaTrader, no problem. So if you want to use the traditional, no worries, no harm, no foul. It's there, and you can go down there and select one of NinjaTrader's calculation models. However, if you want to use ours, I've done some testing around with this, and I think the best kind of that middle of the road, fit all things bell curve scenario is right here about 1500, which is it's about 1.5 seconds on recalc on these. Now, would I want to do that necessarily on other items? No. Would I want to put this on? Some people are like, oh, why don't you put it on the Delta Flow Prag? No, there are things that you need in, on every bit and every ask. But do I really need to redraw a structure? Remember what a structure is. If you visualize what a structure would be, do I really need to redraw a cipher, a bat, a shark? Do I really need to redraw those every bar? No, right? Every 1.5 seconds is just fine. Now, mind you, this is not going to be clock time. This is not PC clock time. Okay, nothing getting into the nerdy weeds here. Not PC clock time. No, we are talking about NinjaTrader time. NinjaTrader, what they call it, CT, chart time. Okay, very cool, which means, yes, this does work in market replay, because wouldn't that be stupid if you're running at 100x and it's like, oh, well, now it's times 100, so does that mean it's only going to calculate every 100? So yeah, we wouldn't want to do that, right? So this does work in bar time, in, actually I would call it chart time, because I don't want to call it bar time, because the bars do not have time. Makes sense so far? Any questions around that? Have I totally lost everybody? I went on a total geek streak right there, so I apologize. All right. Yes, why time charts are useless. Precisely. It's good. So, have I belabored the point enough to let you know that you need to check this setting, please? This actually fixed Coop's issue earlier today. While he thought he had copied from ours, and this, I don't know, I wasn't there. I can't. I'd love to be standing behind each one of you as you do X, Y, or Z, but I can't. So the best thing I can do is put it to you in video, show it to you, and hope that you do these things well. And I don't know how you guys are applying these sometimes, but be careful. Just check these particularly. This is a big one. This is going to give a huge benefit to you on all charts, except, let's talk about, do we want to apply that to all harmonic charts? No. In fact, actually, I think this might, when I thought later, because it was really bothering me that Coop had said that he had done it, and I believe him. He's a smart guy, a sharp guy. What I think he actually did was he was using, I noticed that when I had changed his workspace, it was like a high range bar, but then he had transferred it over and changed it to algo bars. Well, if it transferred the template from a range over to the algo bars in the lowest time frames, I kind of have this division line. Here's what I mean. I'm jumping back into the nerd weeds again. Over here to the right, I want these to be doing this calc override. But how often do one of these bars print? Probably not 1.5 seconds. These actually give you more time. Does that make sense? Like, these might not print another bar for maybe 5-10 seconds at a time. So do I really want to force it to do, more often than it needs to be? No. So there's a happy medium here. I don't want to tell you that calc override will solve everything for every chart. That's why I do not want you to put this on every chart. I want you to put it on the lowest time frame charts, particularly this one. This is the absolute must have. If you don't put it up here, I'm not going to sweat you. Okay. But if you're putting it down here, algo bar 1s, 2s, or 3s, we're going to sweat. You hear me? All right, you got me? 1s, 2s, and 3s. Write it down in your notes and share it with your friends. Okay, you guys remember, we're a community, so you guys help other people who are struggling. If they're like, hey, something's up with my computer, please have them check these things. Make sure that calc override 1500 is down there on the lowest time frame charts. And for other charts, we actually want to turn it off, because do I want the 89, right? How often does a new 89 bar print, right? An 89, for how long does it take for any of these instruments to move 89 ticks? Now, of course, don't bring me the exceptions to the rule, like, well, on FOMC day, guys, it goes super fast right about that day, Vinny. Well, yeah, okay. But at that time, your computer can probably keep up with it. It's the repetitiveness of lots of bars printing all at the same time where things start to struggle in a way that are noticeable to the human eye, right? And that's what matters. It doesn't matter how much we ramp up our CPU, as long as it keeps up where we don't notice, we don't care. But when we start to notice, we care. So I don't want to do it on this time frame, nope, really not even on this time frame. These two only, calc override. All right, I feel like that's the best I could do. Was it good? You guys understand it? Are we good? You have to watch this again because watch the beginning. Okay, yes. It's important, but it's not. I mean, it's kind of easy at the end of the day if you think about it. But that's what I had to do. I have to bring you to the picture. I'm always the person that I feel like if I teach you the big picture to understand it, then there's less weed control. I don't think we have to go down in the weeds as often because like you get it. You'll be able to make a good decision rather than me having to tell you what every decision is. I'm creating a good decision maker in you, whether it's about trading or participating or changing chart settings. All right, you got it. I hear people saying they got it. Fantastic. Checking the names on the PRZ. Did I miss something there, George? It said checking the name on PRZ. Sorry, George, re-ask the question if you were, if I missed it. I think I might have missed part of the question there. Okay, so that's one. And let's see. Let's go straight to the trade buttons, shall we? We shall. Okay, so we implemented the chart trader buttons via an indicator, which is cool. New to NinjaTrader 8, you could not do this back in the day. Very, very cool stuff. You missed something, George? No worries. Me too. I'm missing some sleep cycles right about now, but I'm gonna catch up at some point, I promise. All right. So button panel. AlgoBox button panel. This is the way we implemented this. It is via an indicator, but it's not really an indicator. Like when you think about what the definition of an indicator is, it's just this is the way it's implemented is in the indicator. So if you want to add the bot panel to any chart, it is an indicator for us and it will apply to the chart. On the chart trader, you will have to show chart trader in order for this to apply, which most of the time on any of the charts that you're going to be executing on, you're going to do anyway. But if you wanted the buttons for whatever reason to be on, say, like the MACV chart, you could, but you'll just need to right click here and add the chart trader first, and then go into the indicator section and add the bot panel. So some of the settings there, this is pretty much only aesthetics. You can change these to whatever colors you want. Of course, we have our classic RGB, right? Our 3 colors as we go, but change them up how you want. If you guys, I think we're gonna have a style contest. I actually think it would be fun to kind of come back in and maybe we have different styles for different seasons. Maybe there's a Christmas theme and those types of things. Yeah, we'll come up and see, you know, who comes up with the best themes. I think I'll do some prizes later on when we start having a little more fun. But you know, we don't want to focus too much on the fun stuff. I mean, that's typically what Rocket Scooter does. It's funny. I heard him the other day say they got, hey guys, we got 22 employees now. We're growing like crazy. And I'm like, 22 employees? More like one kid in India doing his coding, and 21 of them over there trying to pretend like they're salespeople in his room. That's what he means. And some of them are, oh, I'm the chauffeur of fun here. I'm the one who tells jokes. Yeah, I'm an employee now. I don't get paid or anything, but Matt says I'm an employee. I'm very special. I get to wear a badge on my coat that says King of Jokes. I'm the jokester. Yeah. Then you got hey guys, we're gonna have game night. Yeah, we're gonna play some Battlefield. Oh no, we don't play Battlefield because Vinny can kick our ass. We don't play Battlefield. We play these other gay games with like COD. You know, we play COD. And I'm the game czar. That's what Matt calls me. He gives me a special badge. I'm the game czar. We play games, but yeah, I'm an employee. I'm an employee of Rocket Scooter. Oh yeah. Oh my word. Okay. Sorry, sometimes I have a little bit too much fun. Especially when I start to get sleep deprived, like who knows what's coming out. All right, I'm just saying. You are welcome. All right, speaking of welcome, you are welcome. We have these cool buttons now. Let's see, let's do some playback here so we can have a little fun with this. I'm going to disconnect this one and we're going to connect to some playback and we'll show what a little double trouble and some half on half off ad. This is really more for the advanced student. At the same time, this can be used for anybody. One of the reviews that I'm going to do later this evening towards the end there is a perfect opportunity today where one of our members is in multiple positions, multiple contracts, and I'm like, oh, he should have totally taken off half right there. I think he was a 6 contract, I believe, or maybe it was 4. No, I think he'd gotten a 6. I'm like, oh, he could have totally taken off half right there. And I'm like, oh, half, press the half button. It's like, you know, sometimes you ever want to reach to the screen and just press the button for him. I know you guys probably do it while I'm when I'm doing my live streams. Y'all are like, close it, Vinny, close it. And I'm like holding it till I'm holding it to the close. And you're like, close it. Yeah, I had one of those moments while I was watching someone else stream today. All right, fun times. Let's press play here and crank it up to like 100x, and let's have a little fun with it. Okay, so doubles, halves, what am I talking about? I guess I should point out the buttons. I figure they're pretty obvious, but yeah, those don't come with NinjaTrader. That's us, that's AlgoBox. All right, so we got half. This is going to literally half your current position. So if you have a position open, this is more about position management. You need to have a position already open. So you kind of have to still, you know, start your position up here with buy or sell or hotkeys. But now if you want to take off half your position, which I've taught in the advanced level strategies, when you get towards the end of the video series, we talk about my technique of half on, half off add, where you are trying to add to your position, working your direction, and when to take profits. And you can take half your profits, or when let's say that you exit on a let's talk about the scenario. If you're long and all of a sudden you see a red dot come up, well, you might want to close half. Perfect opportunity to close half. But let's say that red dot breaks, we keep going up, boom, you want to add it back. Where you're like, oh shoot, how many do I need to add? And you need, like, you would take, if you were at 6 and you took off half, now you're at 3. Well, you either have to press the 2 contract button twice, which that's a 4. Now you're not at your half anymore. So anyway, the double is super awesome to save you the trouble. Double to save you trouble. You click the double and now you go from 3 back up to 6 contracts. And I'm not going to teach all the technique here tonight. Go watch the videos around that, but that's going to be super handy. Flatten all is like an emergency button. Flatten all, because I have found myself where I'm going to go ahead and pause this for a minute because it's going a little bit too fast, too much chatting there over me. But I have found myself in a position where I've got multiple positions open on, like, say, RTY and NASDAQ, and I'm thinking about taking a trade, and I'm looking over here at the YM, but I've already got these running, or I've got my bots taking entries, so I'm on Enigma bot and it's taking the trade, and I didn't even recognize that it was there. But all of a sudden, market's going crazy, or I don't know, I'm up $2,000 and I want to go, oh, close it right now. And I'm like, am I going to be accurate about clicking going all the way over to RTY and pressing close, then all the way over to NQ and pressing close, and then moving my hand away from this? Or if I've already opened this position, this can be, position management. I don't want to say nightmare, but difficulty level has gotten high, right? We're at a level 12. And level difficulty here. So rather than concern ourselves with that solution, how about we have a flatten all button there that can be pressed on any of them and applied to all. This flatten all is a very dangerous and awesome button at the same time, because it's like having a loaded gun there. You can shoot yourself in the foot, but not too bad. You can close all positions, right? You get the point. So all positions will be closed out immediately with the flatten all button. Make sense? Now, there are other ways to do this. You know, I know people, well, Vinny, I can just go over to the order window. And how many people have their order window like right next to them at all times? No. And then you're probably on the wrong tab, right? And then you got to go over, click on the tab thing, and then you go to the orders. Now you can finally right click and, get to your flatten all, cancel all orders, right? Like, and who wants to mess with that when you can just press the button? So there we go. Solving another problem. Problems of the world. First world issues. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. All right. Did I miss a question? Double seems quite fun and dangerous in testing. Is it dangerous in testing? I don't know. Going from, is it like if you're in 2 and you were to double to 4, or if you're in 3 and you double to 6, is that really that much trouble? Or 5 and you want to double to 10? I don't know. Is it trouble? I don't know. I don't know that it's trouble. I'm not seeing it. And most of the time, like, a double is going to be after you've closed half. Like, you know that, right? If I go to my technique. Now, mind you, if you guys are trying to do your own thing, listen, please watch my videos. Please study and know why I teach the techniques that we teach. Half on, half off add. It is usually to take half off first. You're already in a position. You're already working the direction, and you want to take half off. That's usually step 1, okay? This is like a sideshow number 2. This isn't like, okay, I'm entering into my position. Oh, double it. Okay. I mean, there's probably scenarios where maybe like if I don't know, if I was trying to think of some really bad scenarios, like, I don't know, Joe Biden dies and Harris came to power, like, you know, the market would obviously like just completely implode and I would just be pressing the sell button all day. Yeah. Like a scenario like that, maybe. But like, and then I might want to double down, double short, double, triple short, where's the triple button at that moment? Okay, but there's not a lot of scenarios where you want to just like double slam unless you've already halved. Make sense? Okay, there we go. That's our new feature for the buttons. That was our kind of big one, feature enhancement in this one. Bug fixes. Okay, so tonight we did find a bug. If you have a long ass account number name, which is pretty common these days, you're like Apex dash 25993 space first name space last name, and those of you guys who, you know, come from the Czech Republic with the names that are, you know, as long as your right arm. You know, these things become problems, and then, you know, the ones with amp, then amp adds exclamation mark amp, and repeats the number at the end, you know, their whole thing. Yeah, it's like 120 characters long, and yeah, we accidentally made that variable a little bit too short, and so we were truncating it. So those of you guys who are wondering, hey, it was broken in live. No, it wasn't broken in live. It was simply that the account name was too long, so don't freak out about it. We got a fix for it. It'll be out tonight. So if you did have that issue earlier today, that will be fixed in tonight's release. Cool. So pass that along to anybody else who says, hey, it's not working in live. Tell them, go download the latest for us. Okay, help us out with that. MacV, let's see. Color change. This is more aesthetic than anything else, but it's because what I'm going to show you guys tonight, why the masher is so powerful. One of our members today that was doing the live stream, you know, was able to hold his position out longer. I was able to kind of call it out in the live stream for him, and to not try to short prematurely, as well as an opportunity for them to have gotten long. And you'll see why the masher. I just want to call more attention to this because I don't see many traders using it. And I'm telling you, like, masher did not play around. He found something extremely cool in this. Now, I don't take just anybody's word for stuff, and I don't give anybody credit at any point until they show me data. Okay, I literally had Smasher go and sorry, I think I'm getting him confused with Adam Smasher, and then there's Masher. It was actually the Masher. Yeah, so Masher had, I forced him to get me 6 months of data before I would even listen to him tell me. Because here's the thing, over the years I have had all kinds of people come and approach me with strategies like, Vinny, what about this? And I just got, I'll be honest, I got kind of tired of, like, you know, what they see, like, well, they saw this happening for 3 days or a week, and then I'm like, okay, so how much farther back we go? We, you know, look at, I say waste a lot of time going backwards and looking at it again, and it's like, bro, it's like a very specific certain scenario where this was working. It's not something to write home about and create as a strategy, you know what I'm saying? So I turn a lot of people away, but Masher absolutely smashed it and brought the data and showed it to me, presented it to me, and it was crazy. Like, as soon as he did, like, it was before I even saw the data, because when he said, oh yeah, we're predicting the next high on these, I was like, oh, that's totally gonna work. And sure enough, he like shows me the data afterwards. Yes, there are some things where you just like, you click and you know, but sometimes, sort of like that that movie, If You Build It, They Will Come, right? What movie was that? Some baseball movie, Field of Dreams, remember? And he's like, if you build it, they will come. Okay, well, we built the tool first, and sometimes the strategy comes after. That happened even with our speedometer. It's like, hold on, well, in order for us to figure out what the speed of the market is, I don't know what the actual speed should be, but first we have to build the speedometer, and then we'll figure it out, right? So stuff like that. It's interesting when you're doing quant coding, I tell you. It's interesting and also, I don't know, crazy. you gotta be kind of wired for it. Am I right, CG? You know what I'm saying. All right, yeah, Field of Dreams. All right, okay, next thing. Oh yeah, so this was aesthetic. This was just an aesthetic thing down here. Notice different color from before, stand out a bit more. And I can't take credit for the colors either. I'm not sure who the first person was who had like some coloring like this. I think recently I had Fados put this into the community workspaces area, but I think somebody even before him had done this, so I don't want to give the wrong credit where the credit is due. You guys are awesome. You guys are participating with the community. I think it might have been Plutonium, possibly, but you guys give me a shout out if you guys know who the original OG who started using this coloring scheme. I did some slight changes so it's not identical, and it's not that I was just trying to be different. I actually just think that this stood out more and looked better to me. However, the original idea of bringing in some cyan and blue down here, I can't take credit for it, but it looks awesome, helps it pop. And when you start to draw the horizontals, or if you're using the standard deviation option, which let's go ahead and talk about that one while we're here, because this is another like lost art piece inside of the MACV. So if you go down here into AlgoBox Vinny's MACV entry system, there is a setting here called show deviations that I think gets overlooked. Super handy if you don't want to draw them by hand. Boom, instantaneously we have some visuals on where the deviations would be, and you know, you can pretty much cook with that one right there. We touch that and we go. But you know, there are others that land right here, right? What do you do with that? So you do kind of need to look over here to the left, but look how we caught this one and we caught this one off of standard deviations. Pretty simple stuff. They're not as accurate as hand drawing these, and you'll see that when I talk about tonight. So I know I keep referencing the thing that I'm going to do, but trust me, it's going to be awesome. Okay, stay tuned. But hand drawn is still more accurate, but if you want to go the lazy route and if you want to see them on all, just in case you're like, this particularly happens if you've got all 4 of these laid out, which I could do right now, but I don't want to blow the minds of any ICT student who walked up in here, because you know that hurts their brains. But normally, like, I would have all 4 sections of the screen covered out with these 5 charts, and if I had 4 instruments running simultaneously, I wanted to save myself the click and drag, 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 and you basically need to do this across 4 scenarios. If you wanted to eyeball it all the time, these could be there for you. Just enable them and they're there. Now, of course, you can draw your own lines as a different color or make them thicker to re-enhance them if you wish. Lots of things you can do around the auto deviation lines if you like. Okay. Let the tools do the work. Precisely. That's the whole point, is we're trying to make trading easier. There's lots of ways to trade. We're just trying to find the one that maximizes our time, which is exactly what, I mean, look, 2 people can make $100,000 a year. Now, I'm not talking about trading. Let's talk about outside of trading. If 2 people make $100,000 a year, but one guy could be working 2 jobs and one guy's working 1, right? One's hourly rate is $50 an hour. The other one's got 2 jobs at 25, or, you know, you can start breaking that down. So hourly rate. But what if that person who wasn't working 2 jobs works 2 jobs at $50 an hour? Well, now you're working at 200K, right? So it's the whole maximizing your time. People don't get that when they're like, so Vinny's like, oh, well, you know, I made 2K today. And then some ICT Muppet's like, oh yeah, I made 2K. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I sat at my desk for about 30 minutes today. How about you? Oh man, I was there since 3:30 a.m. this morning, and I traded the Asian session, and then into the London session, and then the open, and then lunchtime. I really couldn't eat because I was super stressed out because I was down like $5,000, but holding on to my position, you know, hope and pray. And so then I hope and prayed between lunchtime and about 2 o'clock, when all of a sudden the 2 p.m. reversal thing, you know, that Vinny, you teach, like that kind of often happens, comes back in. And so after I'm done with my hoping and praying, it did move back in my direction, and yeah, I made 2K. Whoo! I mean, I'm sweating all day, and I'm like, yeah, I was in the pool the rest of the day. How about that? Was it pretty cool? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, you made 2K too? Awesome. High five, bro. I'm proud of you. But you know, which one's easier? I kind of go with that game. What we're trying to do is maximize your time, or minimize the amount of time, maximizing your reward. You get the point. All right. Next one on our list. So we fixed some stuff with the Enigma bot. Not a lot of people are going to have access to that. So anybody who keeps coming and asking, look, the Enigma bot panel is not available anymore. And how many things have I seen around, like, questions all around that Enigma? Y'all see why I don't like to support full auto bot stuff? I mean, look at our chat. It is just scatterbrained with this stuff. I finally had to tell somebody this morning, be like, listen, dude, if you post one more ridiculous, like, out of context, not enough information, spreadsheet BS that you're like, oh, eBot did this. No, eBot didn't do that. ebot plus your settings plus your timeline plus your inability to know what you're talking about without running strategies, but just turning it on because you've been here all of like what, 2 weeks. I'm tired of it, right? I grow weary of that stuff. I can't. So it is like handing someone a loaded weapon. I don't want to hand people loaded weapons, and we've got enough people running the Enigma bot pack, which is, by the way, freaking awesome. Let's go ahead and launch it up for those of you guys who do have it. Lucky you, but no, I'm not supporting that anymore, dealing with the people. Now, we might have some timeline in the future where it's like, okay, if you prove to me you've been with us for X period of time, then, you know, we open up some seats type of thing. Like, that's probably how that will go in the future, but it will be sparse and for platinum members only at that point. Okay. But yeah, so Enigma bot pack, any of you guys who this particularly launches and happens on the 8117 scenario where they have a blank account right here. If the blank account was there, you would get this deal. When you went to close out, you would have an exception that said, I can't remember what the exception said, but it was, I think it was an object reference error, but the whole thing was when this was blocked, when this was empty, it was a problem. So we fixed that. That bug is fixed. So that was one of the items in the list. Bug fix, rename third. It's third-party licensing stuff. Y'all don't care about that. Included version. Okay, the rest of the stuff is boring stuff. We already belabored the whole flashing issue thing. We know is on NinjaTrader's side. But let me point that one out real quick. Let's run this at 50x, and if you guys want to help us out, I'm going to add an indicator to emphasize this. Let me go into my sound settings real quick and turn down NinjaTrader because it's going to get loud and crazy. At this speed. All right, in case anybody doesn't know, we've got a sounds video around this, shows you how to do this, but you can turn down just an individual app without turning down other things on your PC. So NinjaTrader is down sound. Come in and add the bid ask if you want to help us solve the flashing issue. I'll show you what you can do. Add bid ask lines to a chart, record it, send it to NinjaTrader if you would like one of those cool golden knives with our custom engraved AlgoBox Pro on a golden knife for you. Here is the bid ask lines. Add this to your chart so you can show NinjaTrader what is going on, because they continue to come back and tell us it's us, and it's like that well, that is like me and my ex-wife, when a lot of people say, oh, it's both, you know, it's both of you is the problem. Now, sometimes, biatch, it's just you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's that. Kind of like me and my ex-wife. Nah, it was her. Trust me. All right. Just take my word for it. So up here in the bid ask area, what you're going to watch and notice, so the whole point of the bid ask indicator, all it does is it's just a text that writes, what's the bid ask right now? Okay. So it's literally straight up data coming straight from NinjaTrader. Okay. But when you're on a non-time based bar, now you'll notice the data anomalies that they're sending through. It's something that NinjaTrader has got to fix. It's nothing we can do. Now, I can try to code around it on every single one of our indicators to say, on this weird scenario where you send us crazy bid ask data, watch this. When you see this thing flash and this thing gets really long, you're going to see like a minus 1.79, blah, 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 blah. It's a repeating decimal number, speaking of nerding out again. You'll see this crazy repeating decimal thing happen, and when that happens, that's when you get that flashing thing. So we did get it deduced down to this. Let's see if it'll happen here. I don't know if it happens as much in market replay. Probably not in 3 a.m. Let's run this up to 1,000 and get her sped up here. Wait for it. I thought this was going to be a quick demonstration, folks. I apologize. It's gonna make me go to the go-to. All right, I'm gonna try this real quick, and if it doesn't go, it's okay. We're going to the next one. All right, 710. This might have been pre-contract rollover. What's a good indicator for order flow? Multiples combined. Alpha, Omega, Enigma, Delta Flow, Delta Flow, wow. Delta Flagging Pro, plus Flowmaster Crosses, plus Audio Box. I mean, to answer your question, it's a suite of tools. I don't think you should use just one. To answer your question, Victor? Do you get a knife? You've been contacting them since Friday? Yes, then you're getting a knife. Are you inside? You're inside the US, right? I can't ship it outside the US. I've just found they get really angry when I'm shipping golden knives. Apparently they're considered deadly weapons. Oh, I saw it flash. I saw one. Yeah, I don't know. It's not as easy to see in this, but if you're playing this during the day, and that's why I'm asking you guys to help, because it is kind of tricky to find this. It's a difficult bug, which is why, look, I'm not trying to bug NinjaTrader about easy stuff, okay? This is like some hardcore, deep dive stuff. In Texas? Oh yeah, bro, I'm sending you a knife, bro. Getting you a sweet golden knife, brother. With the engraving and everything. It's gonna be hot. All right, here comes 9:30. Let's see if we start to get some of that weird bid-ask data that they start sending. And I don't know if they actually put it into market replay data, or maybe they clean it, like they have a data cleansing process over X period of time, but it was happening like crazy today. It was like the 10th. I don't know, this data seems cleaned, because I don't see them coming now. Because usually you'll start to see it every few minutes or so. All right, yeah, I got your message there, Rain. No problem, bro. Yeah, I'll get your address. Oh, of course it's not gonna do it. Okay, sorry, that was a long demonstration, but do this for yourself. If you want to help us out with the NinjaTrader investigation stuff, go over there, add the bid ask, select add the text to showcase it. It's right here. Go into your indicators, bid ask lines, and make sure you select at the top, the third option in the list says display text, which will show you what they are sending indicators, because it's weird, they're not showing it over there on the chart trader, but inside of indicators they're sending some crazy bid ask data, and you're going to see negative 1.79 blah 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 blah, repeating decimal number, and it's on both. It's not just one, they send it to both the bid and the ask. So I think it has something to do when they're stretching the bars when it's non-time based and they're trying to make up for some space and it doesn't know what to do. It freaks out and sends some weird crazy thing. And yes, if they want us to code and put a try catch around every single one of those, I mean, we can't. It's just, that's like, it's the worst solution possible. Like, something's going on. Why are they sending that type of data? You think if we had some merchandise, it could be cool? Technically, we do. I don't know if anybody, I guess it might be, it's been a long time since we talked about it. So, AlgoBoxGear.com. And this is not sponsored by me. I don't make any money off of this, but if you guys want to support one of our members who's put this up, very cool stuff. Yeah, there's your cool stuff. Some of my favorites. I like their cool hat thing. Where's the hats at? Hats and beanies. These are some of my favorites. The beanies are really cool in wintertime. Either one really. These hats are cool. I kind of want to cock the logo off to the side. I kind of want to do some different hats. Y'all know me. I love hats. I wear hats all the time. I'm a big melon guy. My daughter counted recently over how many hats I have. I have 139 hats. So, oops. Stickers, cool stuff. I'd rather be market replaying. I thought this is. I'd rather be doing market replay. It's a fun bumper sticker right there. My other ride is a shark back. Oh man, yeah, these are good. Techie stuff. All these chargers. I have a lot of these chargers around my house now. I got one by my bed. I got one over here by my desk. These are so cool. Literally, this is the remote type. You just slap your phone on it, no plug-in, and it charges your phone. I have one right here next to my desk. I got one on my other desk. I got one by my nightstand. And yeah, that's way cool. This mouse pad I have in my kitchen area. It's Eat Sleep AlgoBox. Pretty fun. Very cool stuff. Oh, and all the mugs. I have every single mug, of course. Why not? You gotta have your coffee with all of our, those are all of our headshot, HMD, J-hook. You got, you know, you gotta have it with your cup of joe. You gotta drink the strategies. You gotta drink them. On the other side of these, this one says ready up. This one's got nutrition facts. This one, I love showing people this one. On the back of this one, the nutrition facts are DCDM 250%, HMD 150% headshot, J-hook. Yeah, percentages of your daily balance. Perfect practice makes perfect. More clicks, more ticks. Yeah, it's cool. AlgoBoxGear.com. You guys go pick up some of that. And no, I don't get a dime for it, so all the trolls can. That's my D, bro. I don't monetize either, like your boy ICT, and I don't get paid for my own gear. Let that sink in. And I'm still a multimillionaire with the logo in the bottom of my $250,000 pool. Let that sink in for you just a little bit. Oh, let me rub it in. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't beat me in a trading competition. Why is that? Why is that? Why can't you? You're afraid to even get into a trading competition with me, ICT. What's up, bro? Or any other Muppet who wants to, you know, bring their master. Bring him on a leash. I'll tame them. All right, next. All right, you can tell people already out. They're like leaving. They're like, I'm out. Okay, listen, let's get to the fun parts. Let's go and do a review. Everybody says they get a lot out of the reviews, so let's go ahead and do exactly that. Let's bring on over Mr. Rain himself. Goes out there today like a brave soul. Do you want to say the workspace testing? No, I don't want to see. Vinny Emini, somebody impersonating my name, says, is it true that you pay people to create fake sim results? That's not true. It insults the paying members, scaring them with ban if they speak up their mind. It's not true either. You are welcome to speak your mind right now. So it's never your system, it's the fault of the people. I never really said that either. I think that the hand of the person who is at the wheel of the tool is probably ultimately responsible. Can I make you profitable? I can't make anybody do anything. You seem upset, but you're coming in here under my name, so you seem very brave soul. Let's everybody give our troll tonight a hand clap. We've got an unbrave soul of the troll under my name. Tell us more. Cry more. Tell us more. Listen, it doesn't seem like I'm not allowing you the opportunity here. State your grievance. But, you know, it'd be better if you just kind of, why don't you just tell us who you are? What's your problem? I was a member and you banned me for asking questions. Okay, why don't you ask your questions again and let's see if we can get them answered for you. Ask them right here. What kind of questions do you have, my friend? What kind of questions did you ask that you were banned for? Please showcase how stupid our trolls are. You come under my name, can't come under your own name. Vinny can't be Vinny, so he's trying to fake. Yes, I'm typing this with my toes. It's Shalom, he never gives up, for sure. Yes, he was banned for asking questions. Right. Setups don't always work. That's true. That's why one of the first things we practice is sticking to stops. That is also true. Was it dumb questions? I have probably banned people for dumb questions. Usually things that are like, I don't know, there's certain things. Why? So you can yell at me and harass me again? How did I yell at you through Discord? Was I writing in caps? Did my caps lock hurt you? Yes, where's the proof? I'll look it up in the room. I'll literally type it into the room right now. What did you type? What was your question? And let's see it, because I don't delete anybody's conversations. What would you like me to search in our room? And let's see what I actually banned you for. This is fun. I'm giving you a chance. I'm totally giving you a chance, bro. I am so available to open and answer questions. What's interesting, you know, it's actually difficult when people come in and they ask crazy questions that are obviously causing, you know, just want to cause problems. And some things need to be explained at length, right? I've had some people say, you know, I'll say, hey, we got some complex issues with whatever's going on with your PC. Let's get on a call and let's walk through some stuff, because obviously I don't say it's obvious, but most of the time, that's a scenario where the person has a very weird configuration on their PC. For instance, non-standard drive letterings, non-standard applications installed, things of that sort. And do you know how hard that is to type all that stuff out? I'd like to save myself a little carpal tunnel. I'm also health conscious. I'd rather not get carpal tunnel by the time I'm age 45, right? 43, my eyesight's already starting to go. So if I ask you to get on a call, we'll get on a call. So I'm just killing time because he's taking forever to type. Actually making my point. It's kind of hard to type it out, isn't it? Are you typing out your problem? I'll give you you have my phone number. You can call my phone number. It's on the bottom of the website right now, and I'll go ahead and turn my do not disturb section off right now, and you can, you know, get on a call with me, and I'll open up the mic for you, and you can have a conversation right here in front of the whole world, because apparently that's what you want, and I am giving you exactly what you want. I am giving you an audience, my friend. And you really can't fix stupid. That is true. I can try to guide someone. Oftentimes some people are just, you know, they are misinformed. I can inform you. Usually all I'm asking for is the opportunity to allow me to help you, but most of the time they're not interested in that. You are a monthly paying member. Okay, so the no commitment type of member. Okay, what's the name, bro? Now you're killing time. Why don't you just let me search your name, or if you don't want me to search your name, I don't know why you want it's probably some weird name anyway. So why don't you just tell me what you typed in, what you asked about, and I'll find it. It's very easy. It's not, yeah, it can't be any fairer than that. Thank you, George. Does everybody think that's pretty fair? I'm like, come on, I'll type it in. I will search it right here, right in front. There's no mirrors, no masking, no hiding. What was the conversation we had? You said I'm sure you just asked some innocent question. Vinny Emini. So weird. Hello, Vinny Emini. So they go through the efforts of creating an account with my name impersonating me, and then this is where we go. No thank you, you scare me. Oh, here we go with the scare tactics. I scare you. What is scary about me offering you the opportunity to state your grievance? You literally came in here and complained that you were banned in a room. How do I scare you? Are you a scammer that I've exposed before? Is that you, Shalom? You wrote me that email that one time. It says I was interfering with your ability to start a business. What you call business, we call a scam. Bro, yeah, I mean, are you scared of being embarrassed that your questions aren't that good? I don't want to join, but I know a lot of people who don't voice their real opinion because they are scared of retaliation. See, that's a generic term. Retaliation of what? Bro, I've got better things to do. I've got 4 kids, beautiful wife, a life, elderly parents that I take care of. I mean, I got a great room full of awesome people that I'm trying to help to become better traders. It's very disrespectful of you to come here under my name, impersonate me. Did I ever go and impersonate you? Try to pretend that I was you? What is so scary about me? Can somebody explain what is so scary about me? It's Patrick Weaselland. Oh. I am genuinely giving a very large amount of time to allow it. Now, other people are going to complain now later that I gave a troll too much time in the room, but I want to make sure everybody understands I have given opportunities, and I always do. I just use this as a moment to prove it out that, folks, if you have a grievance, you want to have a conversation, I don't have to have a conversation behind closed doors. Sure, it might be more professional that way, and I could totally do that as well. But when you don't even want to present who you are, like, listen, whatever you said, I'm just going to call it like it is. Whatever your problem is, I don't even know what it is, but you were obviously wrong, right? And if I banned you, you had to have done something pretty bad, right? You must have insulted someone in our room. I carry a big bat. I mean, I live in Texas, but I'm not going out of my way for anybody. We hardly have enough time to do stuff as it is. Well, you say you know a lot of people who don't voice their opinion because they're scared of retaliation. Listen, a lot of people. Okay, give one. One of them come forward, have a conversation. And what? A retaliation against what? Yeah, I mean, what other mentor is going to give you the opportunity to have a conversation like this? What other trading tool is better than ours? Name it. What is your biggest complaint? Look, one, just what is the biggest complaint? Just one of them, or one of your quote unquote friends. I can't honestly say that your product sucks, so I'll say that you and your group are mean instead of the vibe that I'm getting here. Is it the mean thing? You think people are mean? Is it mean when people tell you, like, they're trying to help you out, they're trying to push you where you are? If you've ever really studied deep philosophy, they'll actually tell you that your friend who's telling you that you're doing something wrong actually loves you more than the person who continues to tell you that what you're doing is right. Do you understand that? Yes, weird, vague statements to make it sound like there's multiples. Exactly. Yet doesn't have the balls to speak up. You know, I heard a rumor recently. Hold on. I actually do want to find this one. Hold on. Y'all are gonna kick it. This is gonna be worth your time, I promise. Waiting for this one. This one is hilarious. There is apparently one of these scammers is spreading a rumor about me. Hold on, y'all are gonna crack up. Hold on, let me think of his name. Y'all are gonna crack up when y'all hear what they have said that I have done. Here we go. Okay. Here it is. Yep. All right. Look, I'm even going to cover this person's name because it's so embarrassing for them. Okay. Like, this isn't anybody who's like, oh, I'm gonna come out here and I'm going to, you know, name and shame and well, look, I don't know why you're so afraid of being shamed to begin with. I mean, it really is pretty shameful. Like when you hear stuff like this, this is funny stuff right here. All right. All right. I don't even know how to interpret this first part, but it starts out saying, I don't is brain. Okay. I don't is brain. Can somebody translate that for me? I don't is brain is just having a bit of critical thinking, which I kind had it, but for a year I prefer to be submissive because I thought that AB would really change my trading. For a year, I thought I'd rather put up with Vinny's shit personality and try to get what I wanted. Now that just sounds selfish to me, honestly. And if you don't like my personality, I mean, it's not everybody's cup of tea. That's okay. I heart you. The problem with most of them is that their performance is on sim. Now, there's a lot of people who practice, and I encourage everyone who is in their simulated components of their trading that they should, yes, track their stuff. But you're complaining that it's sim, and this whole goes back to the whole philosophy of what you can't do in sim and what's live. And then my question to you is, when you're in trader funding, is that sim or is it live? Well, technically it's sim. So there literally is no difference between sim and live. If everybody understand that now, like literally no difference. It's not even butterfly effect anymore. Okay. But because the software risk management is an absolute, it's an absolute, folks, absolute garbage. Which, okay, what's risk management? I bet this person probably couldn't define what risk management actually is, because that's literally, does it have stop management or does it not? Do I teach you stop management or do I not? Do I tell you what for each strategy, where the stop and target should be statistically to gain your edge? I think I do, whether you execute on that or not, whether you took the 120 days to execute on it. Now you say that you did it for a year. I will talk about what this person has done in the past, and I'll even tell you how much this person paid for my system. You can make it for a while, but then you will give it all back. So he's apparently speaking for every person. That's exactly what happened. Okay, so maybe there's an ESL problem here. Maybe it does seem like English is not their first language. So let's just skip out on the English grammar or whatever. Okay, we get the thought point here for a moment. But now let me inform you guys of who this person actually is. This person is an ex-ICT student who came here, you know, came here in a financial situation. Apparently, from what the sounds of this is, they left with a financial situation. I have told people before, this is not a holy grail. Not everyone here is going to succeed. In fact, I tell you guys up front, about 50% of you are going to fail here in a period of time. Now, over time, I have also expressed that any business person who comes back a second time at anything has an 80% win rate. We talked about that. This has to do with business. It doesn't have to do with trading specifically. But with us, it's even higher than that. Just talking stats here. But yes, you are either the type of person who can learn and earn, or you are not. Or can you attain it? There are some people who cannot attain knowledge. Okay. Now, this person paid $0 for my system. Let this sink in. Like, I don't like to tell people all the time of the generosity of myself. I'm not here to brag about it and whatnot, but on occasion like this, when I get, you know, semi-annoyed by people coming and lying and stuff. And by the way, this is not the heavy part. The funniest part is what comes next. What he tried to, since nobody's believing this nonsense, they go at me personally to tell people like some crazy stuff. Just wait, okay? It's the funny part's coming. But I do need to say that I do not take advantage of the poor like ICT does. And in fact, if I find out that someone is literally like poor, destitute poor, cannot handle a system, and if they really still do want to trade, I let them use it, which is the case with this person. But I've also found that the people who pay nothing for the system, they don't put anything into it either. Let that sink in for a minute. But that's a whole other philosophical thing that you can go, and other psychologists have already proven that before. I don't have to prove it out. You can go and Google that. People who pay nothing for something get nothing out of it, right? But this is one of those. He paid $0, yet he's out here complaining. Okay, now he's together with some other little people that like to turn around, you know, the Shaloms of the world. Well, we have a little bit more of this same person who says, y'all, you can't make this stuff up. Okay, this is what I was blamed for. All right, let's look at this. Oh shoot, there goes names. Let's scroll back here. I made attempts to blur all this out. All right, here we go. I blame the screenshot utility and being live. All right. A few weeks ago, a guy that met in a group chat. Oh, in a group chat. Wow, y'all must be super close. You met him in a group chat? Wow. I mean, that must be, y'all must be close, you know, blood brothers, you know. A guy. Wow, not even the name. A guy. Oh, a guy that you met in a group chat. Probably some pedo room somewhere. Was accusing Vinny of hacking his Airbnb account with multiple houses that he Airbnb them. Wow. Curtis, are you in with this? Can you believe this stuff? This is funny. This is funny. accusing Vinny of hacking his Airbnb account with multiple houses that he Airbnb them. Now, does he mean that they Airbnb to me? Multiples that he Airbnb to me. Folks, like swearing on a stack of holy Bibles. I mean, my word is just my word, but like, let's say stack of holy Bibles on my children's lives, my wife, my mom, everybody else. Like, I have literally had one Airbnb experience that I took my, my entire nuclear family to on our wedding anniversary last year or the year before. In fact, I posted pictures of it. It was a lake house. And I don't even remember who the people were, but I certainly did not hack them. Are you kidding? It was a nice lake house. Why would I need to hack them? I am a multimillionaire. Why would I risk my... This makes no sense at all. Okay, but let's carry on. Yes, apparently they're telling people that I hack people's accounts. He was saying that the incident happened exactly at the same time he was first testing AlgoBox. Notice all these words are always, he say that. Oh, he say that. He say he do the things. Don't he believe this? He say he do it. Can who believe it? Oh my. I can't believe. Where's the proof? A screenshot? A screenshot of anything? Proof? What? He was first testing AlgoBox. Oh, so coincidence, right? And I bet this isn't even true. This is literally somebody really trying hard to be like, Vinny's such a bad dude. He gave it to me free. Vinny gave me his system for free. I failed with it, no surprise. That the location, and further investigation from Airbnb say that location was pointing to taxes. Correlation is not causation, but I'm saying it was him. Bro, yeah, man, they can't make this shit up. This is funny. And how much did I take? What did I take? What did I take? I took money? What? What? This is completely fabricated. And it's really, I'll talk about even the saddest part about this whole thing. This person was so poor. So poor. They had, you guys, I have you guys send me pictures of your setups, right? Some of you guys have some pretty cool setups. And so, and I want to see how you guys are sitting. In fact, sometimes there are things that hinder you from your simple setup, right? So I have him, hey, send me a picture of your setup, because he had expressed to me that he was struggling. I'm like, okay, well, let's start with your setup and see what's going on. Like, what's your layout, And he's sitting on a laptop on a kitchen table. Okay, here's kitchen table, laptop. It's too fat for me to draw with, but okay, you picture this. He's on a little circle table in his kitchen in an apartment, one bedroom. Everything's out in this area, right? And here's his kitchen area, and he's over here on the side little thing. Doesn't have our mouse, doesn't have any stuff, and he can't afford to buy any of that stuff, right? I had already given him the system for free. Now, folks, I'm not doing this to brag on myself or anything like this. And he's in the UK. Okay. I take compassion on him. And folks, don't come to me and ask him, Vinny, can I have I heard you did this. Look, apparently it's a mistake on occasion to help people, because the more that you help them, the more that they want to hurt you. On occasion. Now, I'm not saying everybody, but I have seen a broad case of this. I have a lot of experience with this. I buy him a desk, computer setup, layout. I even with cool lights, LED lights to light up the place. Very cool setup. I buy it for him. I didn't even have a UK Amazon account. I literally went and signed up for Amazon.uk so that it would ship to him all of the parts, components, and everything. Got him set up. So not only did he not pay me, I literally gave him hardware. And this person has turned around because they failed with the system. And he was telling this to some other person who actually sent these to me. Was like, Vinny, hey, this guy's saying this stuff about you. Yeah. Anyhow, folks, I will tell you, not everybody's going to succeed here. I do believe that we have the greatest trading software in the world. Look around, show me one that's better. I'm waiting. I'll sit here and I'll wait. It still cannot fix stupid. Okay, if you are fucking stupid enough to believe that I'm hacking people's Airbnbs when I've literally been to Airbnb one time, I barely even know how to do the thing. And I will, after this video, I will show receipts. I'm going to go into my Amazon UK and log in with it. No screenshots, no nothing. Log in real time to show you. Now I just want to make sure his address and stuff doesn't show, because I just already kind of, you guys already saw the name popping in on accident there. It was not on purpose. Took a screenshot and it popped in. I was going to blur it. Okay, I'm not here to express people's poverty, expose people's poverty, blah, blah, blah. It's just the facts, the reality of the things that y'all have no idea, the types of stuff that I have had to deal with in general. So when I come at and I kind of maybe snap to somebody quickly to find out who they are, I have reasons for everything, I promise. And I'm not actually that mean of a guy. But maybe I am. Maybe compared to you, or maybe compared to your mom, you know. I don't know, but I'm just saying. Okay, so I sent him that stuff, and, you know, to be repaid for that when he did not succeed with the system, which, again, I'm not surprised. Like I said, you cannot fix stupid. He was slow, okay? He was a little mentally slow, all right? There are some people that are poor for a reason. No offense. If you're poor, it doesn't mean that you're stupid, okay? But some people it is, you know what I'm saying? All right, sorry. So did Vinny Emini, the impersonator, did he ever tell, I don't want to join, but I know a lot of people who would voice their real opinions scared of retaliation? Was that my retaliation, telling the truth about the story? No one's forced to be a part of the crew. Yeah. Confusing members. I mean, yeah. So Vinny Emini, last chance. What do you have? What's your complaint? Is it worse than that? Are you going to tell people that I heard that you hacked the Airbnb? Oh man. But hey, thanks for the credit. I mean, I appreciate the fact that y'all think I have a magic wand. Yeah, it wasn't just the desk. I mean, I literally bought him everything he needed to be set up, including crazy LCD, LED lights and crazy cool stuff like that that would react to sound. Yeah, I went all out just to be nice. Just to be nice. Apparently when you're nice, people hate you for it. But that's the mixed up world that we're in right now. The good Lord is coming soon, folks. If you haven't figured it out, look around. We're going to be talking a lot about that probably in the next few weeks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mean? Yeah. They're mean to you, but they're sensitive as well. Yeah, you'd think that sensitivity would go with it. Nah, bro, but they're very ego, right? It's like, you did this to me. How dare you ban me from your room from asking you about the color of your mom's armpit hair. Missile Silo said, Vinny bought me NinjaTrader and gave me $1,500 to help me. I love you, Vinny. You helped me so much. Oh man, I appreciate that. You know, look, I don't tell all the stories of the stuff where we help people, but we have helped people in various situations, and some people do come and take advantage of me on a regular basis. You know, and that's why I ask you, like, hey, you know, like, it's funny, I started to realize why Jesus told people, whenever he would heal people or do something great for them, he would say, now tell no one. Did y'all ever notice that? Jesus always told them, now tell no one. And until you kind of start doing it, or the Lord gives you the, you know, look, I'm not saying everybody needs to do it. I'm not trying to brag on it and be like, oh, everybody should be like me. I'm just saying that what you start to find out when the Lord blesses you in a certain level of ways, and you reach out to help people and you do things for them, you'll find out why Jesus said, now tell no one. Okay, because now the real bad ones come, and then they'll lie to you about their situation. They'll lie to you about different things and whatnot, which I have been lied to. You know what's funny is I still don't even hold that person accountable for it. I just, like, that's the Lord's deal. And you know what's crazy? What I have found is that I know that, like, selfishly, if you really look at the scriptures and you know that comes back to me anyways, it's very odd to think about, but every dime, dollar, whatever item that I've done for someone else, Jesus said, whatsoever you have done, even to the least of these, you've done unto me. So when I do this for this guy, like, I'm not really specifically thinking about him, though at the time I am, but like when it comes back and it's like, oh wow, like how hurtful could that be that they're out there like just outright lying about me? Man, you know what? I do think that the good Lord smiles down and goes, man, you did it anyway. when you didn't have to. You did it for me. Cool. Maybe there's a reward in heaven for that. That's what he says. That's what he wrote. Right? Now, I know it sounds like, oh, Vinny's just doing it for the reward. I mean, maybe. But you know what's funny? I don't think about that at the time. And the scripture says that man looks on the outward, but God looks at the heart. So I just ask the good Lord above, judge my heart. Do I want people to succeed? Heck yes. Actually crush it with our system? Yeah. Let's go. All right. So the only way to do that, I got to get back to business now that I have allowed the troll who seems to be hurt and wants to impersonate me, put their name on the conversation here. And still, I'm still waiting. What, did that silence you? Good. The truth is a very sharp two-edged sword, my friend. It divides the bone from the marrow. But your nonsense has no effect other than to waste people's time, which you seem to have a lot of. Let's go. Now, let's do some really cool review. Mad props and shout out to, don't even try to get me to pronounce this. Thanks, Rain. What are you doing, bro? You're trying to make me look bad. You want me to say this word? I have no idea how to say this. I'm just going to call you E Skinny because that's what it looks like to me. All right, E Skinny here. E Skinny and Vinny Emini are about to drop some cool stuff. Oh, there's Damien. Have a big heart. Yeah. You know, it's crazy. Like, I literally let the entire country of Argentina use my system for free for an entire year. Damien is one of the members who comes out of that whole crew over there and whatnot. Now, I think there's a little bit bigger of a burden there for them. They don't speak English very much, and you know that's hard. But you know, I know they were in a spot and whatnot. Anyhow, we're very blessed. I'll just say this: we're very blessed in the U.S. Doesn't matter like what level you're at. All right, you don't have Venezuela problems. You don't have Argentina problems. All right, and but there was a lot of Argentinians. I found it fascinating how many people were actually trading in that. And one of the biggest rooms in Argentina just went and said, "Listen, y'all can use our system for free." Now, at the time, it was just me and Curtis trying to handle all these machine IDs. And poor Curtis, I don't know if he's Curtis. Are you here? Give me a shout out if you're here or not. But he's a good dude. And it was just me and Curtis like over there, and I'm like, Curtis, forgive me, but we're about to get a ton of people in here. We're gonna have to do a ton of machine IDs. Help me out. Top of the list, bottom of the list. We just tackled the list of all the people coming in when we open up the floodgates to that. Are you from one there, Norman? It's great to have you guys in here, man. No, blessings on you guys. You guys have it really hard where you're at. I know that, you know, and I think that the Lord knows the struggles that you have, and the reward in heaven is based on what you do during and what type of circumstances you're in. The Bible does say in Book of James, it says, be grateful for, it says, count it all joy when you face various trials and tribulations, for they build up in you perseverance and strength, and it perfects his work in you. It's pretty powerful, but it's also hard to do. And that's why, like, only the things that are hard to do are those things that are worthwhile. The stuff that's easy handed to you, come on. Does anybody really appreciate it, even if it's cool? No, pretty much not. All right, sorry. Too many lessons here tonight. Let's go. So right here, this was, what time of day here? About 1:30 afternoon session here. And I did fast forward this to his trade number 1 here. There was no sound there for a part of his video. And then later on he added sound, but there's no music. So we'll keep the music going here. But there are trade signals, and we'll talk through some of these. And I'm going to show you guys the power of the masher. So when I called out the masher, remember there is a video around using the masher, so I lay this all out, but I'm going to reiterate some of this here today where he was able to use it. So what we're doing is drawing a horizontal line where we have major pivots. You can see right up here, you see this pivot, we come down and boom, huge move up. So let's look where that pivot is. Let's go down there and look which histogram on the MACV, what and where that line was. So if we draw a line from here and draw it across to here, probably thin this out. Let's try to thin it out here. Okay, so right there, that's where the previous pivot was. That's the whole point of the masher. So we draw an arrow up there. There's that pivot. So we look across over there. If we draw a horizontal all the way across, you can see that hill is right there. So the idea behind the masher is look for a setup. It doesn't just mean immediately enter in there, folks. This is not an entry strategy, although it could be depending on your risk management. But I tell you, high time frame, take a setup and then enter in on the low time frame, right? You know the drill. So let's say that you had done this up here. We're about to find out what would have happened. So in fact, this very trade right here, you see the pivot point starting to turn. We're coming. Now, what does he have up here? There's a pivot turn. So is this going to be a big one? Well, that's the whole point, is to take the opportunity when one of these plays. It played here, and it also can play on the top side. It's not just the bottom. It is also the top side. You can see two major mountains right here. And on a high time frame, even a small amount of wiggle might be worth the turning point. Right here, multiple bars down after one of these. Same place, look, another big turn down at this spot, another big turn down at this spot, and look at the level, right? So we want to draw a line across. We're going to be looking for another one up here. Simple, isn't it? That's why we really like this as a high time frame guide for lower time frame entries, right? So check this out. So the market does push up here. We do have, a dual enigma scenario, not fun, tends to cancel each other out, lands right inside of a shark bat, and ends up being the push up. We see some diamond targets up above us, but we still need a better entry here. We could take a piercer above. Mind you, at the time, what's the MACD Ultimate telling us? All on the right-hand side, greens, and it's not hard to see the trend is to the long side. So we've been looking for a trend or any, setups to the long side anyway all day, and now you have this perfect masher setup. Remember, we're reading from left to right. We get some information from here and here. We filter it through this chart here, and then we execute on this chart or this chart. So here we go. Move is up. He's not taking a play yet. Yeah, Rain just said, just to let everyone know, I forgot about the masher until Vinny called it in the stream. If I would have known it while trading, it definitely would have reinforced it for me. However, I was on the stream and helped him out with the next play, not this first one, because I wasn't watching the stream yet, but I rolled back and watched your stream afterwards, and this was a really cool play. I'm going to speed this up a little bit here. We're going to put high speed. Whoops. Let's do high quality, and let's go higher speed. Oh, it might not have liked that. Okay, 1080p. Okay, so he's got a double cross, double move play right here, right? So I believe he takes this play. I don't know what he was waiting on. If I'm a double cross, double move player, I'm in that play. He was still thinking. Okay, so he goes for it. Stop underneath the double cross. Very cool. Targets up above. Making the run, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up to 2x. So on a double cross, double move, what's our target? It already draws it for you up there, right? Now he's got one in front. I'm not going to blame you for, wherever you want to take your first targets. I usually tell you, like, look, if you really want to maximize these double cross, double moves, if you're going to be a DCDM player, you may as well play the juice. But he's taken some off ahead of time. That's fine. But pay attention to, again, masher turn, big opportunity, big DCDM, pushing up and on out of here. Here comes double king timing. Lots of good opportunities here. You have to make a note of fidgeting. You're going to see a lot of fidgeting in this video. We've talked about this several times. I think this needs to go to everybody to pay attention to your fidgeting. Lots of fidgeting going on. All right, so he hits his first target. There, now he's holding it out. Now, when that shows up right there, I would have already closed out half of my position if I still had contracts on, and I hold my position right in front of the green line or in front of the gold line. Why? Because oftentimes that happens a lot. Look, he ultimately ended up getting it pretty much when he closed the position. He pretty much got it right there anyways. Go back and watch my advanced level DCDM video, and I tell you, if it's moving up and there's a cross that lands right in front of it, we got to take off half or close the whole position depending on how many contracts you got. He only had 2 contracts here, so really wasn't much else he could do with it. Not a lot of room to wiggle, which is where that whole thing I talked to you guys about, like in poker, the chip leader on the board has the most options and opportunities. He didn't have that many chips on the board there to it, so limited on his options. He really needs to close out the whole position as he sees this play come in, and he didn't really get that much more out of it. But had he, if he wanted to squeeze a few more extra ticks out of it, the wise spot, again, if I am weighing copper, at risk of weighing copper, we want to have this in front of the gold line right there, 1 tick, and he would have tapped that out and got himself an extra maybe 5 or 6, maybe even 7 ticks right in that spot right there. So little bit of add right there. So remember, even down here we have this juicy enigma on the low time frame that also happened to land where? With the perfect masher over here. So higher time frame, if you're higher risk, you can take this one over here. And I say higher risk because this is a bit higher risk than the lower time frame. Remember, the lowest time frame down here has the least amount of risk on each play. Those who are claiming I say those, I should just go ahead and call them what they are, the nut jobs that don't think that we have ever taken any risk management into account. They just don't know what it's all about, and that's okay. You can't figure it out. Like I said, trading is not for everybody. Business is not for everybody. You need to go work a 9 to 5 at Frito-Lay, like ICT's kids, or at the local Starbucks, where his youngest son, Cameron, is now working. All right. ICT documentary is coming very soon, by the way. It is in its final stages. It's taken longer than expected, but we've got professionals working on it, so it should come out pretty good, I hope. All right, so let's move on to some of the next set of plays. There were some really good setups in here that I want to talk about. Okay, now there was some chatter in the room, and I'm not sure why his isn't showing the chat, but there was some chatter about people being like, okay, I might be looking for a short and stuff, and I literally told them, I said, watch right here. The high point is way up here. Now, this isn't always going to be the case. This is one of those that really works out well today because the high point is up here and we're down here. Let's zoom in on this to see what I'm talking about. So we know that the pivots landed up here recently. See that last pivot was way up there. Both of those way up there. Did it ever turn way down here? It hasn't turned like down there for a while, right? So I said, look, everything else is long. You can just see everything's to the long side. Stick on the long side. MACV Ultimate is long. Everything is long. The market, these are both leaning to the long side, leaning up. Like you really need something just absolutely outstandingly just screaming at you before you're going to go short. We are not looking for shorts. And then on top of that, the holdout is this MACV has the potential to go all the way up here because that's the most recent previous high. So a good opportunity to just be looking for longs, which he did. He had this set up on arm longs only, and he's got continuous, so he's about to take the next play. So good on him. Let's see where that goes here. Yeah, now you can start to continue to see we're still rising. Master line, it's got to get all the way up here, right? So still plenty of opportunity. I know this looks like a lot of people are like, oh, it's overdone. It's gone so high. Maybe I'll start to short it. Don't. Just keep looking to the long side till we get there, right? Oh, thank you. Thanks, Rain. 2530. Thank you for that. Yes, and it's grinding, right? When in a grind, do not rewind. Boom. There comes the Enigma. Auto. He had it on auto. Automatically took it for him. Awesome stuff, right? Gets a nice entry here on this. Make sure we're playing at high speed here. Take his entry. I was very proud of the way he managed this. Boom. He hits buy. Awesome. He's got his finger over the close. What he should have is one hand over the sell, one hand over the buy. Okay, left and right. Remember, divide your head or divide your body. Left side, right side. Hotkeys on the left, right hand side with the mouse. Okay, boom. Now, did you see what he had to do there? He had to go from here up to there to hit the buy. Now, he was fast. Okay, now listen, some people are faster at this than others. He's a gamer. I know Rain, he's quick. He's got that skill to do that. I would not recommend this for everyone. Okay, I recommend the normal everyday Joe who's not super gamer, okay, that's not going to be as quick as he was on that. That left side of your body, buy, right side of your body, sell. Okay, so this is your hotkeys over there on a G keyboard where you've got the G1 through 6 on the left. You've got finger over the buy, thumb on the close. See, so because some people are like, well, he's got to keep his finger over the close. What about that? No, your thumb goes on the close. Now listen, I talk to you guys about this, but I don't see people doing it enough. And I mean, I'm telling you, there's a huge gain to being able to do this. If you play this like a game, folks, and work on mastering these little execution skills, it will, I mean, I'm not going to say it will pay the bills. Nobody's guaranteeing anything. I'm not saying it's going to, but if you want to have the opportunity to pay the bills, get these skills. You know what I'm saying? Are you feeling my rhyme and my reason? Let's go. Yeah, he is super quick, and it probably looked even faster there because we were at 2x. Let's be honest, it wasn't actually that fast. That's just 2x, okay? Yeah, you should use the hotkey advantage. But I love that he added to position. So good. This is good. This is how you start pushing the numbers. And I want you to, but look at all this fidgeting he's doing. Like what's the point in, what's this little circle thing? Like what? Right here. Oh yeah. Does it make you feel good to do that? I don't understand the amount of fidgeting I see from some people. It's crazy. And if the live stream is making you do that because you want to demonstrate to everybody, like, hey guys, look at my trade, look at me, I'm doing good, look at all my trades. Yeah, we see it, bro. It's cool. But listen, I also encourage you guys, be very careful about live streaming. Just, I really think it's too much pressure. I don't know that there's a benefit. Well, no, I know there is some benefit to it. You have to weigh the pros and the cons here. The pressure of people watching you will keep you to do the good things, but it can also hold you out of things that you would like, maybe change my mind. You will be way hesitant to change your mind when you're in front of people. You understand? Like, you talk about psychology, that is a huge psychological barrier. If you are not really good at this, I do not recommend live streaming. It will make you worse, okay? Become extremely good at this, then you want to live stream, go for it. So I do think he's kind of jumping the gun here, but hey, you know what? We're going to get benefit from it, whether he is or not. And let's go. Yes, it's called extreme pressure. Get it? Extreme pressure. Extreme. Yeah, you see what I did there? Okay, next. All right, so he's taking this play. Boom! Look at this. Now his fingers over the close, but he goes up there and he adds to position. He pressed the buy button. I don't know that it even like something happened there. It didn't execute. But then look, he hits buy. He moves over here, hit it, and then he's immediately down here trying to manage his stop. Look, y'all gotta cut this out. Trying to help you out. There's Masher. Masher himself, y'all. Everybody, let's give a shout out. Masher 500 has arrived. We're talking about his strategy. It's an awesome high time frame filter, folks. The Masher. Thank him, and I thank him. I mean, I love using it. It's one of my favorites because it's simpler than some of my other filters. I love it. So he's still got his finger over the close instead of the buy. When this thing's moving up like this, you gotta have, I hope he has his thumb on the buy. That's all I can hope. Okay, now, boom. Starts pulling it back. This will be a really good spot for close half. So he was at 4 contracts there when that thing showed up with the red dot. Great place for him to what? Boom, we can play the half. Now, I think he might have been one of the people that his account name was too big, so he couldn't have at this point, but it's a great place for, cool, you want to take some off, but you want to close the whole thing? Boom, half off. Boom, it pierces. Boom, punch the double. Bam, you're right back in, and you've got target 2 and target 3 up above you inside of a diamond crab. It's so juicy. So this is one of those that I wanted to be like, look, you can just start putting it all together. You got a moonshot rolling here. Going to the long side. You've got the Masher up above you. It hasn't even come close. We're about halfway there. Market is rocketing up all day. Great opportunity. End of day play. Anyway, just great play to really maximize this. He does okay here. He's doing pretty well. I think he goes up to almost $800 here. Great play. But it's my job to get you even better, right? So he's got his finger over the close. He should have his finger over the buy. Because you want to, there might be something that shows up here to get you an opportunity to add this position and carry on. Order filled. Okay, closes the position. Now, I don't remember how this works out after. Let's see how it plays out. But when the market, like, it's tempting people. Yeah, see, there it goes. There she goes. All right, he gets out right here. That's a standard temptation. Here comes the delta. Finally, the delta. So if you're ever thinking about bailing, you bail after a giant delta comes in. But look at this. Rockets all the way up. And then, boom. So he could have had his half off. There wasn't an ad there. There was no ad, so I can't fault him on that. But to hold that position, and then boom, exit right there. Dude, how beautiful would that have been? He's already up $710 on the day. But how cool would it have been if he could have held that runner? Because remember, it was just a runner. Why are you freaking out about one contract coming back down? What? He wasn't even at your entry yet. Like, oh, and all this push. Anyway, just trying to help you out. Go replay this one. Okay, go put it in market replay, play it again, and smash this thing and see. Give your eyeballs. And sometimes it's not even your eyeballs, it's your physical body, give your muscle memory the vision of this playing out for you, and do it 5 times, ingrain it in yourself. So the next time, because I'll tell you right now, this layout happens a lot. How many times, like, go back, really, people who've been around the markets a long time, how often do you see this? Boom, up, lot of meander, fake down. Okay, everybody's going short. All the Muppets are like, oh, it's running out of gas. They say the words like, it's running out of gas, it's running out of steam, oh, I can't go any farther. Correct. Boom, there she goes. Beautiful. All right, next one is 3153. Thank you. All right, going to 3153. Oh, it should be any moment now. Okay, now it goes short right here. So these are ones that, folks, because it went up so hard here, sure, I would take this, but it's got to be a scalp. When the market is moving this hard up against you, it's a very difficult play. And I know you might think, well, I mean, it's in red here, but bro, this already broke, right? Where I told you about a piercer. When it pierces like that, it's kind of a goner. If it turns at the spot, cool. Then we know that we've got some structure in play. Dude, this structure just got ignored. Boom, broken. Look out above, okay? Yeah, I know this is reading context. Nothing wrong with taking this, okay? But be very careful. I would definitely, if this didn't immediately react to this area and start to go down for you, close out this position going against MACV Ultimate and everything else here. And this is where all of the, Muppet level people start trying to get short, and they just take all of that, absorb it, and roll it. Just be very careful. Just experience talking to you. When the market is looking up like this, like, just do not get in its way. It is a train. Like, picture a train coming down the train tracks. And, maybe if you're Superman, okay, step in front, right? And there better be a baby in front of that train before you go out there and stop it. You know what I'm saying? All right. I don't know if this one works out too well. Red dot, he didn't add. He should have added to position. If he's going to get short, he should have added right there. Oh, now, right there, you see what he had to do? Again, this is where buttons would have helped, because if he's got his finger over buy on the left, he could actually now see that green one come in with a moonshot. And that's a huge play, right? But I would have rather him gone over here, armed long, stayed long, because we're already over here on the MACV Ultimate is green. All this stuff is green. Now, he did take into a play. He did say, hey, Vinny, I do see. He actually drew this in there while I was on the live stream. I said, hey, there's a MACV. But it never turned yet. This thing is still pushing, right? And when the market is this heavy, long's favorable. You know the drill, right? I'm not going to belabor the point. But you get one of these to show up. Boom, reverse, pop, pop. Tap, tap. That's another thing. Go practice this one right here. You're getting short, but all of a sudden you see the opposing one that's with the trend. Boom, reverse it, go. Right, then boom, close out right there. There's another 20 ticks. Right, you're up $1,000 on the day. 47.27 for the next play. Cool. In between here, there was a great play. I think you had walked away somewhere in there. 47.27. Yeah, I think it was this one. It was a double delta. Yeah, then this one right here. Okay, so you had walked away, and this double delta showed up, and I was like, oh man, if he could only go arm long right here, dude, it would have been an awesome play. But reading the context, you get better and better at that as you go along, especially when those double deltas show up. They really are like, get ready to take that next play type of thing. 47.27 for the next one. All right. Okay, he's hesitating here, but he's thinking about selling. He should have already pressed the button. Nope. See all that? Like, I get it. I know what y'all are doing, but folks, I would rather see you just enter the effing play. Enter. It is just a game. You've got to think of it as just a game. I'm trying to help you out. Okay? This isn't trading advice. This isn't financial advice. I'm not telling you, you need to take this, or you need to buy this, or you need to sell this. I am just trying to help you out. If you're going to play my way, then play the game. Play it. Okay? I mean, look at all this. Eat up. I don't even know how many ticks is this. It's just like 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 ticks. Oof. And it sat there. Totally sat there for you. It was just waiting on you to mash the button. And then you get short on it. So if you're going to go short, bro, you go short. That's all I'm saying. You only toe in the water anyways. Okay, add to position there, or close out the position if you don't think you're right. Because what's crazy is if you had added on that white cross and now this starts to show up, you can close out this position and you hardly have any loss at all, which, you know, you still take, you know, you close out here, that's fine. But yeah, just that's a tough one. But again, play it and play it well. If you had gotten up here and this comes here, like you reduce your loss, you reduce, it's just, you increase your opportunity, you reduce your loss. There's so much, just even in that one. Go practice that one too. Like enter in right when the red dot shows up. And then here comes, unfortunately, like it does, you know, come down off of you afterwards. But yeah, just that first one, just you got to play. You got to play it. Now, we're going into a lot of trades. Like at this point, I don't know how many trades. I can't see your trade tracker and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure you traded more than your 5 trades, I think. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but did a lot of trades, kept on trading. There was no winner chicken dinner. You know, after winner, especially those of you guys, listen, if you're trading live, okay, I implore you for a while to gain your confidence and continue to build up your confidence and, you know, taking home some bacon. If you're going to be out here trading, you know, you think he's trading a, not sure which one. That's not Apex. Who is this one? S1 July something. I don't know what group that is. Is that Bulinex? But anyhow, so trade, if you're gonna do a trader funding, hey, look, get your 2 winners and then switch to sim. Keep getting your practice in and stuff like that, but get your 2 winners and bank it. Bank it. Okay? Because I mean, you realize, like, even what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to teach you guys to read more context around some of this stuff. But if your skill has taken you to get your, you know, 2 winners out of your 5, 2 winners plus a bonus, you know my thing, like, it's fine. Wait for the absolute perfect play after that and add to whatever you got in your 2 winners. So it's technically 3 winners out of your 5, right? And technically out of 6. And as long as your winners are bigger than your losers, over time, this is how the stats play out. You know, so to all those trolls who are like, there's no stat management, whatever, there is. Whether you execute it or not, that's another question. All right, hopefully that's helpful. They upped my profit target by 3 because I was over 117% on the first day. They literally penalized you because you did too well. Let's let that sink in for a moment. All right, let's name and shame. What trader funding group is this that since you made 117% on the first day, they penalize you and now they have to 3 times your target? See, folks, they are playing against you so hard on these things. Oh my word. We're looking for consistent traders. No, they're not. They know that it's very difficult to be consistent, so therefore they're betting against you in that way. That's what they're doing. Oh, it's so wrong, bro. Yeah, you're so good, we're gonna punish you. It's like my trolls. Vinny, you're so nice to me. You bought me my desk and my lights and my setup and my everything on my desk and all my cool setup. You got me out of my kitchen and got me a real man setup. You're too good. I fucking hate you. I'm gonna punish you and tell everyone that you hack people's shit. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's all right, man. I got a big checkbook. You know why? Because my father above is the richest in the galaxy. He has and owns all things, bro. And I'm working off of his paycheck. You know what I'm saying? But seriously, bro, you can't be telling people I hacked people's Airbnbs because you can't trade, bro. No offense, but seriously. Oh, Vinny, he's been on one Airbnb, but he's hacked all of them. He's that dangerous. He's like Darth Vader, but like white. Okay, bro. Oh. They upped it to $9,000. Your targets are 9,000. Yeah, that's super tinfoil hat. Oh, you better take that green, bro. Take that green Enigma, bro. Oof. Yeah, I think that was one that I was sweating too. So let's look at that Enigma right there. Another reason why you might want to take this Enigma. So let's look at the masher. How many times when we saw this amount of blip on this long time frame, how many did we hit? That one right there, boom, we go up, right? That one right there, we do move up a bit. Can we make money off of that? Sure. Remember, that's like 20, 40 some odd ticks to the top of that. Probably actually more like 30, 40. So we get another opportunity. We touch and we get one of those right there. Plus, what's that? Delta shift. There's a possible opportunity right here to roll. And you got a moonshot, bro. Press the button, dough. Press that button, dough. Play the game, bro. Play the game, dough. How dare I buy him stuff? I know, right? How dare you insult his kitchen setup by buying him something better? How dare you? I guess maybe that's what it is. Boom. Exit runner. So he didn't catch that one, but I know he comes back towards the end. What's the next trade? It's pretty, yeah, I need to ask the Airbnb Pro. Have you ever been hacked, Missile? It wasn't me, bro. Oof, double Enigma. I don't know if that was going to work out because we ended up shoving the other direction. Yeah. It's a tough one. Okay, now towards the end, so he's up 400 still on the day. He's given half back here, but let's see. We come on to the end, and I think there was some stuff I wanted to critique on his end play or plays. I think there was a couple. So even when the market's just moving up and up and up, I'm really not leaning to the short side. I really don't want you guys like, don't play it. Just play the long side. Okay, but I think he ends up taking his only losses were shorts. Because that other one was a short that he took. Airbnbs can't get hacked. I know, right? Like, it's not like the person who's doing the Airbnb is the person who hacked it, right? You would actually have to hack Airbnb themselves. I mean, I hate to like break the news to people. They're like, oh, see, Vinny knows, so therefore he did it. Okay. Oh my word. The level of stupidity is tremendous in the low IQ community of trolls, I tell you. Okay, so that is a beautiful long setup here. We got a cluster plus an Enigma long, kind of trappish as well. Did he get long here? Okay, good. I would take that. Nothing wrong with that. I would stick with that. I'd probably go a couple more contracts. I'd at least one, so I got a runner opportunity above here.
Order filled.
Oh, he adds. Okay, but that's way late to add to that. I think, oh, that's what I wanted to tell you about. Like, your late ads are like, I mean, I think this one still works out for you, but like big time late ads on, I can't remember, there were several of yours that I saw super late ads, and I'm like, man, if you're gonna add, like, go boldly, you know what I mean? Like, go because it showed up. And yeah, this one, I think this might have been one. Let's see.
Target filled.
Yeah, so it goes, that's good. But he didn't have any extra juice, so he's up 600. But now's where things start to get a little bit hairy here for him. He's up 600 on the day, but he's still continuing to trade. I've lost track of how many trades at this point, how he's got. But let's see. So now, where he should still be looking up long all day, he starts looking short. Yeah, he's got his finger over the sell. And that started to make me nervous. I'm like, everything here, and he's armed long over here, but he's short here, so I don't know, maybe he's like, okay, I can do either one, maybe so. Let's see how the thought process went here. You always got to watch out for those traps. When things are very obvious in one direction, be careful of the traps. This is one very obvious to the short side, so unless a red Enigma shows up, then and if the red Enigma shows up, you need to get in immediately. That was good. Gets in. That's great.
Order filled.
Now he adds. That was really weird ad. Now see, and here's a huge mess up. I want y'all to really pay attention to this part. Okay, this really messed him up big time. Okay, the ad was way behind. He's fidgeting. As soon as he presses the button, he's like, oh, I gotta go move my targets. Folks, why do y'all mess with all this stuff? I'm telling you, stop it. Stop it. Stop messing with your stuff. You've got to stop it. I don't know how to get it to you, but I'm gonna keep saying it like this until you stop. All you fidgeters, it's a lot of people, okay? So you're not alone if you're in the fidgeting club, but you've got to help yourself. Don't do this. Stop getting in this habit of immediately when you buy the button, you gotta go, I gotta imagine my stuff. No, you don't. And if you feel like you have to, then increase your target size. Move them out farther then. Move them out farther so that you have to bring them in to close them when you're ready. Or use the half and double. Like, force yourself to where your stops are so wide that you're not doing this anymore. Okay, maybe that's the thing. But those are there so that you just hit it. Yes, stop fighting it. Exactly. Because your finger should have been on the close here because you were unable to do it. You should have closed on that green dot right here. If you are entering in on a position that is going against the daily time frame scenarios where everything is to the long side, I know it looks like it's coming down. And yes, we are moving over here. But like when there's a day like this and traps, you've got to start to get used to traps. When you see something that is so obvious, okay, you have to be very careful when these types of scenarios occur because one of these can rip you immediately. And the best thing would be just enter in here, exit right here. I don't know how many ticks that is. Can measure it out. But still, there's a decent amount in there. There's nothing wrong. No shame in getting short with that, closing it out right here on the green. Okay. But by the time you start to add, you're like, I'll think about it. I know what's going. Oh, now I get short. Bro, that's what every other Muppet is doing right then. Because like, oh, it looks like it's going fast. Let me go. Racquetball play, broken neck. Laying on the side. We roll it back one more time here. Okay, so here, let's watch his reaction time. I'm gonna put this in real time, okay? Real time, real speed, normal, big screen, set it to 4K. Real time, watch the speed, watch how this plays. All right, here we go. Remember, he's up $600 right now.
Order filled.
Okay, he sees it now. He did not enter in on this by hand. This was the auto system entry, boom. So it got it real quick. That's good news. But look where his finger is. It's over the close. Okay, again, what do I tell you? Your thumb should be on the close, okay? You don't have to have your fingers here. If you got the hotkeys, get used to it. Put your thumb on the close. So your right mouse should be on the sell market, right? Everybody got it? Thumb on the close. Mouse on the sell. Where's the buy button? Buy button is an index finger or middle finger, your preference, how you want to put it over there on those keys, right? But your hand should be in the, mid-level configuration. I don't know if I can draw a hand and a thumb to the G6, your hand, finger up there. Okay, so buy button here, sell button here. I don't know if I'm drawing that properly or not. It looks totally messed up, but you can hopefully get my point. Here we go. So he's in, finger over the close instead of over the sell, so he can't add to this position easily.
Filled.
First thing he wants to do, he wants to pull his stop back, and he's back over, but now he's got his finger over the sell. I'm happy, I'm proud about this, but he should have done the opposite. He should have pressed sell and then gone and managed if he needed to manage. And again, I would really, you guys have heard me before, expand out your stops so that this thing is farther back on the default, so you stop fidgeting and pushing this back. So one of my big critiques on River was, bro, he was always, as soon as he'd enter, then he's like, gotta move all the stops back. I'm like, why? Get the stop so far back that it's back here, so you have to move it in, or you can press the close button with your thumb if it starts to break through. Like, it's so much simpler. You guys are wasting all this brain power doing all this stuff, little tiny stuff. You're death by 1,000 cuts. If there's a mountain in front of you, somebody, I can't remember what wise guy told me this, but he said, if you got a mountain in front of you, he says, it's not the mountain, like you can prepare all day, I'm super psyched up for it, but if you got a pebble in your shoe and you walk up to the mountain, just the travel up to the mountain itself will literally destroy your foot in such a way that there's no way, it doesn't matter how much willpower you have, if you have a cut or a break in your foot, you can't climb a mountain, because you'd be surprised at how much those little things wear on you and stop you from the big success, because you didn't take care of the small one. Right, you ignored the little tiny pebble in your shoe, and now it wore into you, and it doesn't hurt you until about maybe a quarter way up the mountain. But now all of a sudden, like, you've got a bleeding, scenario inside your foot. You can't go. All right, sorry. So he's waiting. He doesn't add right there. Look, the price came back to his point of entry. This is where you should be adding, right there. But he waits until he's like, let me make sure it confirms for me, then it's going to go in my way, like every other trade nerd, loser. I don't mean the cool nerds, because we're the cool nerds. We win. Right? We're talking about the losers. We're talking about Rocket Scooter. So it's a red bar. It's a red bar. He still hasn't pressed the button. Another red bar, still hasn't pressed the button. Maybe he's gonna enter in on king timing, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. I hope that's what he's thinking.
Order filled.
Boom, he does enter once it's on the king timing. That's fine. But now watch, where does his mouse go?
Filled.
Oh, you gotta go fidget with the shit. And by the time he's fidgeting with the shit, look what he's doing. He's all the way over here. This is his mouse. Right now, he needs to press what? What button does he need to press? The close button. How can you press the close button when you're over here? And as we've seen this whole time, he has not been using the G6 key with its thumb, right? So now he's in deep, right? There's no way he can close the position. And by the way, he would be in profit right now, right? He's in profit, even though he's, adding in a terrible position. But let's say that he was here and he gets it to here. That's still profit. And even right there, it's still profit. And with 4 contracts, I mean, this whole thing, it's just rough because he's up 600. Anyway, he'd be up 700, 800 on this play. But yeah, tough one. Press play.
NQ on the 2.
Boom, and this thing starts going. By the time he's going, he's it's like I just turned a winning play into a negative one. This is how you do it right here. Turn the winner into a loser. So remember, when we're entering in on a red, we're exiting on a green with our runners, right? Like, it's just our thing. Okay, now this sucker starts coming down. He still has another opportunity. Now he should exit right there. Blue. There's a blue right there. He doesn't exit right there. And what have I told you? What happens? You only get 1 shot. Remember, you only get 1 mulligan. That one gave him 2. You only get 1 mulligan before it's going to wreck you. Go back and study my advanced stop strategy. And of course, to my troll who thinks that I haven't taught this stop strategy stuff, I absolutely have. You only get 1 mulligan. You only get 1 grace shot. Okay, 1 period of grace. And if you don't take it, this is what happens. And now we end up in the negative right there. Yes, advanced stop management strategy. Yes, there's a video on it. Don't talk about it, don't teach it or whatever. Oh man. Yeah, that one's rough. And then right afterwards, yes, it goes super fast, cranks up there, and now you get this red dot, but he can't even react at this point because he's like, oh, disheartened, and oh, I can't. And then there's no way for him to react right here or to take a re-entry. Like he's off put, right? And of course, at the same time, it's close of day, right? It's end of day scenario right here. And this is the final minutes of the day. This is a tough spot, right? You're playing this at the very end of the day. Wild stuff can happen here, so you gotta be aware of your time of day and whatnot. And then if he just doesn't take this last trade at all, he's up, what was he up? 600 on the day at that point. So tough one, comes away with a small red day. Hopefully, lots to learn in that one. We're gonna be doing some more reviews during the rest of the week here, and yeah, spread the word on all the little things I talked to you guys about at the beginning with the new trade installation, all that good stuff. I am going to get a release out here in about an hour to fix the, if you have a really long account name bug, that's coming out here tonight. So if you're having that issue, if you don't do it tonight, make sure you install it tomorrow morning. Don't forget to uninstall the old, reinstall the new, and we'll be good to go. All right. Thanks for hanging out. For me, Pippi, Robbie, Bloodspot, Mod Squad, Curtis G, and the rest of the gang, I am sending out the big H-Town. See ya! I'm just joking.